Welcome to this question and answer session today with Dan Binstead. My name is Heidi. I'm a business engagement advisor working for Careers Wales. Dan is a flight instructor at FTA Global Showroom. I'd like to thank Dan for joining me today. He's going to be telling us a little bit about his career journey since leaving school. So maybe we can start with you, Dan. If you could explain a little bit about yourself, a bit of information about your experience when you were in school, and who influenced you and your career sort of journey since then.
Okay, so as you say, Heidi, I'm a flight instructor. So my job is teaching people who would like to be commercial or airline pilots all the way from the very beginning of their journey to getting themselves qualified. So my school and education was done with no sort of specific subjects for becoming a pilot myself. I was trying to keep my options quite open, and I didn't know that this would be a career that I would end up getting myself into. I enjoyed school as I was going through it, so a particular preference for me was maths and science. I quite enjoyed those, and I followed on with my career and with my subjects in school to do A-levels at college. Again, no specific subjects taken to become a pilot. They were just to keep options open. And then this route, a flight instructor career, became available to me quite by chance. And then sort of it's been tailored from then, really.
Excellent. So any particular skills that you use day to day in your job?
Yes, so quite a few, I would say, probably far too many to name. To be a pilot requires, particularly a flight instructor, probably communication is one of the strongest skills that you're required to work on. We have to obviously remain calm. If there's anything that's not going quite as it should be, then you still need to be able to communicate with somebody else that's sitting next to you nice and calmly. Analytical skills are very strong as well. So we need to be able to assess perhaps what's different with the aircraft from what we're used to, what might be causing that. The weather as well, how that might influence our job and how the flight's going to progress on the day. We need to be able to think what's the weather going to do. So a good understanding of that. Numerical skills as well, very strong. So good understanding, again, of numbers, particularly degrees on the compass, orientation, that sort of thing. And probably problem solving and a good sense of adaptability. So again, being calm under pressure. If things aren't going quite as we'd expect, then making sure we don't panic, thinking things through logically and, as I say, staying calm.
Excellent. What do you enjoy about your job on a day-to-day basis?
So one of the things that's most rewarding, I would say, for a flight instructor is every pilot, as part of their training, has a stage called a first solo. And that is, as it kind of explains, it's the first time that you as a pilot will fly an aircraft by yourself without an instructor sitting next to you in the aircraft. So it's very rewarding from our perspective to having got a student to that stage when they started perhaps with no experience in aviation at all, to then being able to command an aircraft by themselves. It's very rewarding, the look on their face when they've landed after that flight and you go to congratulate them. The views, I would say, as well, as part of my job, are absolutely breathtaking. So I train and teach people down at the south coast of the UK and not too far from Brighton. And the scenery that we've got is absolutely stunning. And my office, actually in a simulator on my office, I can probably show people now, looks quite like this on a day-to-day basis. So the inside views kind of don't really change as much, but outside we can face all sorts of weather, flying at night, during the day, snow, rain, all sorts. It's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, definite perk, absolutely. So if somebody was thinking of becoming a flight instructor or becoming a pilot even, what advice would you give them? How would they approach that, and how would they look for experience or look for the roles?
I would say if this is a job, even just a commercial pilot, if it's something you're looking to do, researching yourself, the industry, and especially visiting schools. There's a lot of schools that are available to train you as a pilot, but there's only a few that perhaps will come up with a quick search on the internet. So giving yourself plenty of time to do thorough research, having a good look at as many schools as you can, as some of them do train in slightly different ways, slightly different speeds, costs, all sorts. And if you are sort of passionate, if you've got an interest in aviation, then I'd say follow it through with something like a flight simulator or a video game or something that you can see really is kind of keeping you interested, because it's amazing how much you can learn even from something a video game if it's flying around before you then commit to a course like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Get experience. Is there anything you'd change about the way you've done things, or would you say you've gone down the path that you wanted to go down?
So again, my path wasn't particularly chosen as this career as a flight instructor. My interest was actually in another form of science, in sort of biology, and particularly sort of studying viruses and bacteria. That was something I was very interested in. What I would say, if this is a career that you are interested in from the beginning, and you know this is what you'd like to do, make sure that you've got determination, motivation to keep going, especially through the exams and the flight tests you have to do. And above all, I would say always believe in yourself. There might be a lot of sort of setbacks or difficulties you'll face throughout your training. It's a tough course, but as long as you stay determined with a positive attitude, that's what I would recommend.
Excellent, yeah. And any just sort of general advice for people's in school now?
Yes, so study hard. Particularly the STEM subjects, so things like maths, science, and a good understanding of English, particularly the maths and science, though, if this is the field that you'd like to go into. Stay positive and have fun, especially with something like a sport or a hobby, because all those kind of skills will transfer into being a pilot. So you don't want to be in the books 100% 24/7. You do want to have some time to unwind and develop your other skills as well.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. Okay, so thanks, Dan, for joining me today. If anyone has any questions, can we come back to you maybe to ask those questions? Because I know that there'll be some burning questions I'm sure that we haven't answered today.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. So if anybody does want to ask Dan any additional questions, please get in touch with me at Careers Wales or any of my colleagues, and we'll be happy to help to get those questions answered. Excellent. Thank you very much for your time today. See you again.
No problem. Thank you.